What's up, affordable armory folks? How y'all doing? Today we're going to be looking at an optic from AT3. This is the ARO micro red dot. If this is your first time here, click that subscribe button down below so you'll find out when future videos come out. Without further ado, let's get into the video. So, full disclosure, I am an affiliate of AT3. They hit me up and said they wanted to send me something to pick out one of their scopes or one of their red dots, and so I said, you know what? I want the little micro red dot, and when I unbox it and show you the guns I mount it to, I'll show you why I chose this particular optic. So having said that, if you decide you want one of these, click the link down in the description below to go to my affiliates page, and there will be a link for AT3 on there so you can pick one up. Your purchase there will help support the channel. Okay, so here we are at the workbench. I'm going to unbox this thing for you. See on here it says ARO micro red dot sight with absolute co-witness mount. That is why I ordered this, because I'm going to put it for one on my CZ Scorpion, but I also have a pistol that I'm going to put it on, and you'll see that in the video. So on the side here you can see it's pretty standard looking reticle, 3 MOA, and it shows it on handgun, rifle, or shotgun. You got a 3 MOA reticle, parallax free, 6 brightness settings, fits the fast fire or venom style mount, and has a lifetime warranty. There you go, there's their website, and on the other side here talks about the lifetime warranty, about the company. They're family owned, fairly new, 2013. They're based out of Minnesota, so pretty cool. Open it up. So we're gonna have a battery, we're gonna have some instructions, looks like. Yep. All right, and then you've got another, looks like there's a sticker in there, and then some more paperwork of some sort, questions, troubleshooting. All right, here is the meat and potatoes. All right, you got the optic itself. Let's pull it out of the bag here, and it comes with a cover. That's kind of nice. So there's that. Take the cover off, and let's have a look at it real quick. So you've got a top load battery. That to me is pretty important, so no matter what I have this thing mounted on, I do not have to unmount it and thus re-zero. That's pretty cool. I can just change the battery out and I'm back into action. Looks like you have a power switch on this side, and then no other controls that I can see. There's your adjustments for windage and elevation. You got 2 screws. That's pretty standard stuff. Feels pretty substantial. I'm not sure what the metal is that this is made out of. There you go, on the top it says adaptable reflex optic. So there's your ARO. But yeah, this feels pretty solid. This is not cheaply made at all, so I'm pretty happy with that. And then this mount here on the bottom goes with this right here, this little high-rise mount, again, so that you can co-witness. So this goes on top of here, probably not like that. I'll put it together for real here in a little bit, but I'm just showing you it sits something like that. And I'm going to put this on my CZ Scorpion and zero it and see how that performs. So moving on, you're going to get a nice little cleaning cloth. That's always nice. And then in here you've got your screws, as well as, you know, one of your standard, I don't know if that's a star key or, yep, looks like a star key. So there you go. There's another little baggie in here. Got a couple of more wrenches. Let's see. Flathead screwdriver for battery cap, and Torx wrench for mounting screws. Oh, cool. Yeah, so it is flathead on one side and Torx on the other. That's kind of cool. All right, so I just want to preface this by saying I am not Sage Dynamics. I'm not going to recommend this optic or not recommend this optic for duty use, because I'm not going to do a bajillion drop tests. I'm not going to put a million rounds through it. First of all, I don't put rounds through optics at all. The people who say that, I laugh every single time. Oh, I've got this optic on my gun, I put 1,000 rounds through it. Really? Because I would think 1 round through the optic would make it useless. But anyway, rant over. So if you're looking to see me destroy this optic, sorry, I'm not going to do that. I like to do more practical things. So I'm going to mount it to a couple of guns and zero it and see how well it performs based on that, and then tell you if I think it's worth it. All right, I'm here at the range, and I've got the CZ Scorpion with the AT3 ARO mounted to it, and we're going to start off by zeroing it. I've got the target out at 10 yards for a 9mm. That's the distance I like to zero at, and we're just going to go from there. So let's see how it does. Try and get it zeroed at 10 yards, and then I'll probably shoot it at a little bit of a distance and see how well it does from there. Okay, so we were way low on those first 3 shots, so I'm gonna raise it up. We're talking like 8 inches low. Here we go. Okay, so we were still really low. That only moved it up by about 1 inch, so I'm going to just crank it really far and see what happens. Okay, so I literally cranked this thing 56 times and it didn't stop, so that's good. That means it's got quite a bit of adjustability, but we're gonna see where that puts us. And we're still about 3 inches low, so I'm just gonna crank the living crap out of it and see what happens. So I cranked it up another 56 times, so 16 for the first time, 56, and then 56 again. So that is quite a bit of adjustment. It is starting to get tight now, so I think I'm borderline near the end of how far it will go, but we're gonna go ahead and see if that gets us on target. Okay, so there was the first 3 shots, there was the second 3 shots. That was, I moved it up 16 cranks, and then I did 56 and got that 3-round group. I did another 56 cranks, and then you can see pretty much dead on. I love the way these grouped. Look at that. All 3 rounds touching there, all 3 rounds touching right there. That one's the most spaced out right there, and 3 rounds touching to begin with, and then I just walked it in there. So we are zeroed, and now I'm gonna shoot this thing out at 25 yards and just see how it does. Okay, so I know I said I was gonna do 25 yards, but the lane that I'm on currently only goes to about 20 yards. Either way, that's double the distance that I zeroed it at, and I'm just gonna see how well the accuracy holds. I'm really just testing out how effective is this optic. So it is zeroed, and now I'm going to see if I shoot it at distance, how well does that zero hold up? Is it accurate? I know this gun is accurate because I've shot it with iron sights out to distance. You guys have seen that in previous videos. Now we're gonna try it out with the AT3 ARO. Okay, here we go. I've got a bunch of rounds loaded up in some magazines, and the target is out at distance, and we're gonna shoot it. All right, not bad. So at 20 yards after zeroing it, some pretty good hits there in the middle, and then I pulled a few up and to the left, but overall not bad. They're all in the circle. And then I had 10 more rounds that I fired at this bottom target here. Pulled one down here for some reason, but the grouping is pretty much right there, and that's all standing unsupported, so I will take that all day. That's 20 yards, and I mean, that grouping is fantastic. Okay, so as you can see from the footage, the ARO performed very well on the CZ Scorpion. I like the co-witness ability with the high riser mount. I can still use my iron sights if I want to. And holy crap, that was a lot of adjustability. 16 plus 56 plus 56, whatever that is, you guys do the math. That is a lot of adjustability, but I did get it zeroed. The windage didn't need any adjustment at all, and the elevation, I mean, once I got it there, we were good to go. So far so good as far as the performance of the ARO. Again, I'm not going to drop test it. I'm not Sage Dynamics, but I will put it on a pistol for you. So without further ado, let's roll that footage. All right, here we go with the AT3 ARO on the Taurus G3 Toro slide. All right, here we go. I've got the target out at 10 yards, and we're gonna go ahead and shoot this thing. Ooh. All right, so far it is way to the left, but I'm going to make some adjustments on it and we'll go from there. Here we go. Okay, we're pretty close right now. I'm gonna move it just a hair more to the right, and that should be pretty well dialed in. Here we go. All right, so here we go. 1, 2, 3. That was my first 3 shots. 1, 2, 3. That was my second 3 shots. And then I moved to a clean target and I had 1, 2, and 3. So pretty well centered. I'm happy with that. I could get it a little bit better because one is a little to the left and the other are just a hair to the right. That tells me that's me as a shooter. So I'm happy with that. I think that's pretty well zeroed. So I'm gonna do some shooting with it and see how well it does with that zero. Okay, so I've got the target out at 7 yards. I've got the optic dialed in. We're gonna shoot this thing a little bit more. This is the G3C Toro slide, and I've got a fun target out there. It's a zombie target because we all know you got to shoot zombies in the head to take them down. So that's good practice for the red dot to see how well it's zeroed in. So here we go. Okay, that's 24 rounds. Let me show you how we did. All right, so I did pull a couple, one there and one there, but for the most part, at 7 yards, I mean, look at that. I'm just making that hole bigger. That's one gigantic hole right there. You got one through the eyeball there, one through the upper right forehead there, one on the top of head, so that, you know, kind of skimmed him. Might not take him out, but I'd say pretty well considering I was shooting fairly quickly, and with my rough zero that I just showed you, that's pretty good. So good job for the AT3 ARO for being able to be zeroed and be on target at 7 yards. I really couldn't ask for much better than that. Okay, so final thoughts on the AT3 ARO. Well, it's a good budget optic. Okay, comes in at a very great price. It was very easy to zero on both the CZ Scorpion as well as this pistol right here. I like that it has the top mounted battery tray. That's really cool. I like that it has clicks. I mean, the adjustability of this thing, man, I mean, so easy to zero this thing on both the Scorpion and this pistol here. The positive clicks on it were great. It's made out of metal, so you know it's going to be rugged and durable. Again, I'm not Sage Dynamics. I'm not going to drop this thing. Really, the only thing I don't like about it is the power button right here. That's the only button on the thing. So this turns it on and turns it off. It's also your brightness adjustment. There's 6 different brightness settings, which is you know, enough. There are definitely ones with more adjustment settings that are better, but 6 is enough. I mean, I wasn't like, oh my God, I can't get it bright enough, or oh man, it's too bright and it won't go any dimmer. It worked. But that is your one control. And the problem with that is you have to remember to turn it off. There's no shake awake on this. So you turn it on and then you have to remember to turn it off, which means this is not a great carry option because you're gonna have to leave it on all day and then remember to turn it off when you put your carry gun away. Same thing on a bigger gun. Say you're running it on an AR or like I did on the CZ Scorpion. The fact that you have to turn it on and turn it off, kind of a no-go for me. I would really like to be able to just leave it on and then have it turn itself off and then wake up when I pick it up. But apart from that, it worked great. Seems to be built really well. I like the top mounted battery. I like all of the adjustability in it. And it's very easy to zero. So would not probably recommend this for serious use because of the power situation there. But apart from that, for recreational purposes, you want a cheap red dot that you can just throw on a gun, absolutely go check out the ARO from AT3. As always, head over to affordable-armory.com. That's where the blog lives. That's where our social media links are. That's where our affiliate links are, so you can save yourself some money on something you were going to buy anyway. And we've got stuff like merch, hats, t-shirts, and mugs, and all sorts of stuff. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.